Yeah. 1 minute, mate. Not a bad start there, just 2 in the net and it's only 8 o'clock. Nice little pop-ups, so I'm going to get them out, weigh them and see how they are. Good start. There we have it, £10 two. Nice little golden scales on him, nice common. And here we have second of the 2 brace. Let's get that leech off you there, pal. Big old belly on him. Again, £10 two. Felt like he was going to be a bit bigger, but same kind of weight as the other one. Nice looking fish though. Happy to get these at this time of year. Not a bad start to the day. I think it's a bream, mate. What was I saying?
Might be a bobble.
Is it twanging?
Yeah. Oh, it's a tiny little thing.
Got a little skimmer, mate. Oh no, is it a roach?
It's a roach.
So, Mikey, big pounder?
Absolutely mahoosive, my
Is
friend.
it a PB?
That's definitely a PB. I'll tell you something, for a little baby, she's pretty.
Did she put up a good fight?
She put up an awesome fight. It was that good, I didn't even realise she was there.
Right, so look at the face. Now look at the tail. That's it. Yeah, do that carpy stuff.
Yeah.
Fish is a fish, mate.
So we'll put
Right.
her back, she's only small.
Let me do some close-ups. We need to add that dramatic music. What are we saying?
Yeah, smallish.
Hey, buddy!
Hey! First carp of the day for myself, nice little £4 ghosty. Beautiful looking fish again, nice scales down the back. We won't keep her out for long, but they're definitely on the feed today. Let's hope we get some more.
Mate, look at the size of that!
Nice!
Fucking hell! I didn't even...
Oh no! Oh no!
Did you get it on video though? Fuck. I mean, that was like £2 perch. Gotta stop swearing. So after that perch loss, I've popped the rods back out again and we've gone quiet. So time for a little chat to the camera. We've got 3 rods out today. Oh, I'm a twinging. So it's every time I get the camera out and start doing a spiel to it, I get a take. So maybe I should do more. Got a swan like completely flying across. So anyway, where I was at, we've just had a nice perch. Mikey had a nice little roach or rudd, not too sure what it is yet. Rods are out again. 2 of them are on yellow pop-up since I got that quite big one on the pop-up. And then one's on a little chopped down white wafter. And that's it, and the rigs seem to be working well. All of them nailed in the bottom lip. And we're just cooking up a brew now. It's gone a little bit quiet and see what happens. So we're fishing quite close to each other now, but Mikey's fishing kind of like down the bottom end. There's still so much bubbling going down his side though, and I'm literally just fishing I'm kind of like, I've got one in the middle here, one up here, and then one right down in this corner down here, so dead simple. We're gonna after the carp today, but as always, my friend Mr. Barbel turned up. Ooh, that's the second one I've ever caught, a little bit bigger than the first one. They do put up a nice little fight, as everyone was told me. There we go. Oh, only a 6-pounder, but still, all is welcome. Nice little fish. I had to take out another hook from a previous catch. Someone left it inside, but I'll put him back. Much happier now. So I've made a move down the bottom end, like I always do, move up and down, and I've had, as you've seen, just that last one, I've had a barbel and a carp. I'm getting plagued by roach and rudd at the minute on the small boilies, so I think everything's just trying to feed. I was going to go onto like a cluster of maggots to see if I can get some bigger carp out, but I think I'll stay away from that just because everything's on the attack. We've had bream, we've had roach, we've had rudd, we've had little mini carp I've never seen before. Had some nice big carp as well, especially this morning, first light, so stay in this sort of area for another couple of hours and then I move out. Mikey, you'll see from the pictures here, he's just had a really nice carp out, but it only went to 8 pounds. I think when they've been on the feed, they've got some boilies in the belly, they're going to be a bit heavier. While we're in this sort of quiet spell, I'll go through the rigs that I use. Action! As you can see here, it's obviously not going to be in focus, but I'll show you a bit more detail. It is some coated braided link with a little bit of braid taken off at the end, which I actually put a lead shot on so I can move it up and down the rig. And the reason why I use this so much is because it's really strong, it's really durable, plus I get that buoyancy, and I also can use I could use a pop-up, I could use a wafter, and it will just sit nicely over the top of the hook, and also I can use just a bottom bait and it will just lie there straight on top, so it's quite close to the hook, so it'll hide it really well. And the amount of fish I've caught on this and not lost is unreal. It's got some really good hooking potential, and I don't know, I rely on it. The only downside is obviously using string tube, so it's not as easy to change the hook length, off the end if you blunt one of your hooks. But if I would only use this on sort of like really silty lakes, or something that I can fish flat on the bottom where I know there's no snags and bits and bobs to damage the hook too much. It's great as well in PVA bags. I usually attach a mesh bag to it so it doesn't tangle up, but again, using the anti-tangle sleeve on the other end is really good, but we'll go into more depth now. This is the product you're going to need to make this. On this one I'm going to use a size 8. I generally use a size 6, but this is going to be a size 8 Kamakura. Got a pulley tool to tighten everything up later on. A braid stripper, coated braid stripper. Some coated braid. This is £15. Scissors. Shrink tube of your choice, colour wise. This is black and clear. Bait screw and a bait stop. And then once it's all done, depending on what kind of pop-up or presentation you've got on, you will use a variety of different weighted lead shots. Here we go. So I'll put the braid through the front eye of the hook, and I pull it so it's just past the curve of the hook, as you see there. Hold tight, and we're going to go round the hook length 4 to 5 times, and then we're going to poke the hook length back through the eye of the hook, and that's really important, so that's going to give us more hooking potential there as well. And then you're going to pull really tight. So we've got a little bit of a hair there that a little tag end there we're going to take off. Pulley tool comes in handy. So I just attach the pulley tool and just give it a quick tug, because we're going to end. And you're left with that nice little presentation there.
And in all fairness, that's probably a good little hook link if you want to do it really simple. You can put your rig screw on there, bait and screw, and then your bait stop on there, and it's done, dusted. I just find that with adding the extra little bit of shrink tube, you're getting a better hooking potential, and it kind of keeps all this nice and neat, so it's not going to get snagged up on anything. On that note, we add the shrink tube in, and at this point I don't cut it to length just yet. I want to see where the hook point is and where I might need to cut off. So if I hold this, so the hook point I want to come where the hook ends, I want to come a little bit, tiny micromillimeter just below that, and then I can see the fold there. So I need to be cutting it somewhere around here, so put my fingernail in there. You've got a nice little crease there you can work with. Cut that off. Now I place in position, and this is where the kettle comes in handy. So while your kettle's boiling, at this point you just want to tie the shrink tube on and pull. Pull at a right angle, and then you can set how much you want that aggressive turn in the shrink tube. And you're left with something a little bit like that. If it's a wide gape, I tend to have it come in just to give it that little bit more of a pinch on the end. But then when it's got a curve on it, I tend to, depending on how long the curve is, I tend to go a little bit sort of shallower, and that's where we leave it. So you've got a little bit. There's going to be a 12mm pop-up on this hook length, so I'm just going to put quite a small little pop-up lead shot on there, pinch it down, not too hard, and that gives me the option then to move up and down where I want. And if you wanted to do more, have more of a leverage on this, obviously you can move this coated braid down by just pulling it, and then you'll be able to pierce it off playing around with it. But I tend to usually have an inch, and then it means that then I've got the hook almost like a spinner rig, and then now I'm about 2 inches off the bottom with my hook bait on that one, depending on what lake you're fishing on and how you want to fish it. Slide your anti-tangle sleeve on. And then just do, in the end of it, just do a figure of 8 knot. Pull it tight. Final touch, put the hooking tool in, both ends, and give it a really good pull. So now you know that it's nice and tight, it's all locked in. Bait and screw goes over. On the bait stop. And this area for me is a play around area depending on how you're fishing. So if I'm fishing a wafter, I like the bait stop to be just across from the hook, just above it. So I've got a little bit of movement, not loads, because there's obviously going to be more movement than normal with the bait screw. If I'm fishing a pop-up, I move it a little bit higher onto the curve, and it'll sit proud then, high, ready for some good hooking potential there. And that's it. Simple.
I hope that helped. It is one of my favourite hook lengths to use, and it seems quite difficult to use. It's like obviously a lot harder than doing a hair rig or something like that, but once I've made one, I tend to make about 3 or 4, and I find it quite therapeutic, especially to do it in an evening. I make all the rig lengths up, and then the last thing I actually do is steam the shrink tube, so I can do all 5 at the same time. It's just easier to show in the demonstration kind of the steps that you need to do to take this. But once you've made one, you can you can make all sorts of different lengths. I've got one here that I put into a PVA bag, so it's about maybe 2 inches shorter. So I hope that helps, and yeah, on to the next one. As you can see, very simple rigs, just the ones that I always kind of go to, especially when I'm on a new lake. If it's super weedy, I definitely go for a running rig, spinner rig, something like that, but most of the time I'm doing alright with that. You can move the shot up and down, so that makes it, for me, mint. The take is another barbel. Don't think it's the same one as before. It looks a little smaller. Maybe it's the one I had a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, barbel hunter. There we go. It's calmed down now. It's probably about £4. Beautiful scales on him there. So go on then.
Last one for the day, I think, is this one. Oh no, wait, it's a double take.
A double take.
Got another one interested in that, so we'll be nice and quick with this one. And a little bit of cheese, and it's just a nice £9.4. This is the second one of the brace on the double take. A nice common. She is £8.3 as we've weighed her, so not bad for a finishing of a day. Let's hopefully a couple more.
Oh, really? Good one to finish on, but only £9.3. I can't work out whether it's my biggest fish today, but it's definitely a nice one to finish on. I'm debating whether it's a ghostie. I've got it in my head it is, but beautiful fish. So yeah, it's probably the last one for today. I'm going to pack up and see what brings up tomorrow. Back here again. Great fish to finish with, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the bank next time. Bye. Packing up. Obviously you leave the rods out. 10 stone. £10.4. Nice little common. Had me fighting for a good 15 minutes before he wanted to come in. He's still fighting now. He's calmed down a little bit, but 10 stone 4. We'll go popping back. We've had some nice little pictures. Trying to take some pictures. If you like the content, please subscribe. It lets me know that you like what I'm doing. I'm going to carry on doing a lot more vlogs, and then much more like tips and tricks and stuff, the stuff I'm learning whilst I'm fishing and I'm at the bank. So I hope you like this one, and this is my sign off. See you later.